Hello and welcome. This is Rooflemonger and my friends. In today's video, frankly, I don't know, I feel like we're going to be talking around a road that we've been down before a few times. We're talking Street Fighter 6 and we're talking about some content flow problems and perhaps even a greater issue of that of Capcom being well aware and not really choosing to do anything about it. So big one out of the gate. I posted this on like all my social medias and all that when it happened, but you know, not everyone sees everything I do on social media. So I guess we gotta issue some errata for a press release. And honestly, this is part of the reason I'm making the video because this makes this feel even more of a sting than it did before. So you may have seen this video from a while back on the channel where we talked about Street Fighter doing very well. And this is part of the problem. Street Fighter's doing very well. No content, right? But anyways, we talked about Alex got moved up. He originally was listed for early spring, and then he got moved ahead of schedule to sometime winter 2026, so early next year. And then there was much rejoicing because early spring, that's like late March at the fastest, right? That's a 5-month wait between C. Viper and Alex. If it's winter, hey, Alex could be live before Capcom Cup even starts. That'd be excellent. So great news. And then a couple days later, I got an email from the Capcom presser folks saying, whoops, we made a mistake. Our bad on telling you Alex winter 2026. Actually, it's the original date again, which is early spring 2026. And just as a reminder, spring does not start till more towards the tail end of March. Capcom Cup is towards more the beginning of March. So no Alex by Capcom Cup. And again, that means 5-month wait between Viper and Alex, as Viper was out in October. And the problem with that is the problem we've been through before more than a few times now. It's kind of the consistent problem of Street Fighter 6. No one's here to say Street Fighter 6 is a bad game, because it isn't. It's a good game. I think we all agree on that, minus some quibbles, like I wish they treated Honda or Lily better with the patches. Sure, whatever. But overall, it's a good game. But as a consumer of content, the content of Street Fighter 6 is wildly uneven. So we mentioned Viper was out in October. Alex will be sometime later in March now, or if not even later yet. All we know is early spring. So the earliest it could be is early March. And will there be anything at all between now and then? I hope so. That'd be nice, but maybe not. Like, let's take a stroll down memory lane. Street Fighter 6 came out June 2nd, 2023. Rashid, the first DLC character, came out almost exactly a month later. Okay, good pacing here. Aki came out 2 months after Rashid. So a month of the first DLC, 2 months of the second DLC, not bad. No one's complaining. Then from Aki to Ed, that is what we'll call a content desert. So Aki was the end of September and Ed was the end of February. That was a 5-month wait, almost half a year. Now, not to say nothing happened in between then, because that's also when we got the Costume 3s in December of 2023. So that's something. I'm a big shill for costumes myself, but if you want to look at it realistically, costumes, as cool as they are not gameplay. But they are better than literally nothing, which between Aki and Ed, 5-month wait, that was literally nothing. Then Ed comes out, and he also came with a small balance patch, not a very big one, but something, right? So, okay, new character and some changes to some systems. And then a little under 3 months after that, we had Akuma launch. Akuma was the start of Season 2, had a very large patch that came with him. Very popular character, big patch, people are happy. And then lightning speed starts happening. A month later, Bison releases, also with a tiny patch. So we just had the most popular character, Akuma, right? It's ever going to be DLC. Big patch. Then a month later, another popular character with another little patch. Stuff's going fast. 3 months later, which is the expected time, I guess you would say, for getting 4 characters a year, we have Terry. Okay, sure, why not? And then from Terry to Mai is another almost 5-month wait. Admittedly, between the releases, there was a small balance patch here, but still, another gigantic content desert. And then we go to Ellen next, beginning of Season 3, and that was 4 months. So in 9 months, we got 2 characters, basically. And Elena did come with a patch, although Season 3, I think, was not as big as many people were hoping for. And we'll talk more about that later. And then I guess you enter the more modern Season 3 era, right? So 2 months after Elena is Sagat, 2 months after Sagat is Viper. 2-month wait, hey, that's perfectly okay, I suppose. But then again, it's going to lead us to another content desert. As seemingly, again, between characters 2 and 3, we've had this twice before now, a 5-ish month wait. And given Alex is back to early spring, that's the absolute earliest he could be, is a little over 5 months. It could be longer, technically. I hope to God not. I hope he launches, as soon as possible after Capcom Cup is done. But that's where we're at. Again, between now and then, I hope there's, costumes or at least another balance patch or something. We know that Ingrid, who is late spring, will be the start of Season 4, because that's how that works. The last character of the previous season is the start of the new season. And Lord knows, I certainly hope Season 4 is the season they shake things up, because this game, obviously there's been changes, but, the core of the game hasn't changed much since launch. We've been anticipating, a super Street Fighter 6, if you will, for some time, and it never actually happened. A Street Fighter 6 that adds something new besides characters, new mechanics, new super specials, whatever it may be, as is the grand Street Fighter tradition. And we know it's planned. Super and Ultra Street Fighter 6 are in the leaks. The Capcom leaks from a million years ago. And no, those timetables aren't exactly the same. COVID changed a lot. And who knows what else changed behind the scenes. But Super and Ultra Street Fighter 6 were very much a thing that they definitely intended on doing. Maybe they dropped that for all we know. Who knows? Because one of the issues with Street Fighter's content pipeline is Street Fighter's success. We've been talking about Street Fighter 6 has been doing real good, y'all. And if it's doing real good, what's the incentive to do more than you're already doing? What's the incentive to rock the boat if this game is already so much more wildly successful than the previous one? And especially that Street Fighter 6 has taken off in Japan in a way that's almost like the early to mid 90s all over again. So what's the incentive to do more than you're doing? None, really. If it's already working, don't rock the boat. It sucks that we have these big spans of time, 5 months or more, where nothing kind of happens on the Street Fighter front, but the game isn't suffering for it. We might be frustrated and might be annoying. We might not be happy with it, but numbers don't lie. It's working, despite some of the issues we may perceive in it. Which is why I also think the Season 3 patch was completely underwhelming. It did stuff, sure. I'm not going to say it didn't do stuff, but, it didn't do a lot. It is no Super Street Fighter 6. I've been hoping for, the big refresh of the game, just kind of reinvent the game like previous Supers or Ultras or Champion Editions or whatever. And that hasn't happened. I don't even know if it's going to happen now, because I don't know if they want to change up what's working. If you follow the channel, I talk a lot about Virtua Fighter, right? The reason why we waited so long to get a new Virtua Fighter is because Sega was scared they would make it and screw it up. And Capcom, they made the new Street Fighter. The last one was the screw up, if you want to argue that, right? They made this one, and it's doing great. So why risk a big patch? Why risk something like Tekken 8, a Season 2, where the Season 2 of Tekken 8 damaged the game in a very profound way? As bad of a PR disaster as you could ever think of, right? So why risk a big patch that might make people unhappy when things are doing good? And to that point, basically, is Street Fighter 6's success, and success, again, it is a success. It's doing excellently. Is this success potentially holding it back and keeping it a little bland and unadventurous? We apparently don't need big patches that change up the game because the game's selling. We apparently don't need a reliable content release schedule because the game's selling. And, that's the crazy part to me. If the game's selling and doing good, this is where you go crazy. You got the audience. You proved it, right? So maybe you don't want to do a crazy balance patch to risk it, sure. But if you got the audience and they're here, start selling them costumes. Start selling them more than 4 DLC characters a year. Let's go at least to 5 so we can sort of even out the content release schedule. It blows my mind on this front that SNK is absolutely running circles around Capcom. Not only, obviously, they have more characters, the characters are free, they're putting out free stages and all that kind of stuff, right? Characters like Mr. Big are coming out ahead of schedule. Mr. Big originally was supposed to be a next year character. Now he's coming out December the 9th. So if SNK had something like for the Game Awards, like a Season 2 trailer, they could do that at the Game Awards this year. I don't know. It'd be nice, but still, like, they're going crazy on the content. Fatal Fury fans are very engaged. Street Fighter fans, well, engaged isn't the word for it, maybe. I know God knows how many people, like, they're just on the waiting train. You know, they don't think the game's bad, but they just don't feel like putting time in right now for one reason or another. And it's either, oh, I'm waiting for Alex, or I'm waiting for Ingrid, or I'm waiting for a patch, right? You know, if you have DLC engages people. They buy DLC. They try out the game a bit longer. I don't know, man. Like, we've been here before. I don't know how many times. And I feel like this isn't the last time I'm making this video either, right? Alls I know is right now, it's going to be a long wait till Alex. The fastest he's getting here since they moved back the time and he's early spring again is going to be basically the end of March. And as I make this video, it's still November, so that's a long ways away. So I so hope for like a costume DLC, a patch, something. But then the problem begins all over again because it's going to be whiplash because Ingrid is also spring. So that means in a very short order, we're going to go from Alex to Ingrid, and then immediately from Ingrid into Season 4. And then, like, the next character after Ingrid, the first character of Season 4 will be like a month or whatever after her. And eventually we'll wind up with another 5 or 6 month wait soon enough. Like, I just want the cycle to change. I just want things to be a bit more even. I want Capcom to be more invested in the people who are staying with the game. The people who helped it sell 6 million copies in a record pace amount of time. I don't know. We'll see. I'm here for the long haul no matter what. Like, no matter what they do or don't do, I'm going to stick along for the ride. I just hope, for everyone's sake, it just gets a little bit more interesting soon enough. Maybe at the Game Awards, they'll have like a big surprise or something, like a character they didn't announce come out. Who knows? Hey, SNK did it. Twice even, with Rugal and Gonitz, right? But I don't know. Maybe Game Awards or something cool. And of course, we'll cover it if it happens on the channel. But for now, it's just another content desert. We'll see when Alex comes out. Don't worry. In many, many months from now, I'll have, like, you know, a bunch of Alex coverage in a very long time from now. Until then, hopefully a video or two about something else. But basically, that's where we're at for now. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments below. I would love to know what you, the viewer at home, think. Just about Capcom's schedule. Are you okay with this? Are you okay with, like, you know, 4, 5, 6 months between characters every now and then? Because I gotta imagine a lot of you probably got something to say about that. So please post in the comments below. But otherwise, that's it for me. That's it for the video. So thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well. And go out and play some Street Fighter.
This is the life we're making. This is the